What's going on, guys? Unknown Player here, and today we've got a bunch more awesome Destiny 2 things to talk about, and this is all coming from, of course, IGN, who kicked off the beginning of their coverage for Destiny 2. So we're going to be looking at some gameplay that's just been shown off, and also rounding up some other cool bits of info as well. So a lot of interesting things worth knowing about. So this IGN coverage is basically going to be a couple of weeks of almost daily articles and reveals. They've even got 3 separate Crucible reveals planned, so new modes and maps and stuff like that. Also the Sentinel subclass as well, they're going to be showing that off too. So basically a ton of info to come from this, which of course I'll be keeping you guys up to date with on this channel. I'm now back from Guardian Con, and you can probably hear my voice is still a little bit strange from meeting and talking to a bunch of you guys, which was awesome over the weekend. But there's a lot of cool stuff to talk about, so definitely keep an eye out on this channel. So firstly, let's talk about IGN's reveal of the social space farm area. We actually had a few seconds of cinematic footage before, but now we've got a proper gameplay of running around and briefly looking at what the vendors are, where they are, some cool Easter eggs and secrets that will be unlocked as well. So the most noteworthy thing is probably the Cryptarch. We've seen a figure in their building before, but until now we didn't actually know who the Cryptarch would be in Destiny 2, so Rahul, or Tara Khan, Master Ives, or someone completely different. But as it turns out, the answer is actually Tara Khan from the Iron Temple that we got in Rise of Iron. Tara Khan is the Cryptarch in Destiny 2, which is a bit strange, to be honest, definitely quite odd out of all the characters and kind of Cryptarchs had so far. I don't think many people expected it. I didn't personally. I mean, I think the main question floating around everyone's head right now is what did happen to Rahul? Is he dead? Is he kind of missing? Is he on a hiatus? I mean, like I said in a recent video, Rahul is one of the most classic characters in Destiny. Like, he's one of the main ones you think of, giving you the awful engrams. So he's been there since the alpha, and it would be a shame to see him dead and just literally killed off. So hopefully he returns, maybe like an event or like an expansion. He's in some different social space, but for now, Tara Khan is the new social space vendor. I mean, I personally always thought she was pretty boring and bland of a character, nothing really to kind of stand out about her. But they do have a perfect platform with Destiny 2 to actually flesh her out and tell a good story about her. Maybe we'll learn some cool things, and who knows, maybe she'll be more interesting than Master Rahul ever was. But there you go, that is the new Cryptarch of Destiny 2 so far. So we've got a bit of footage of this guy running around in third person. We can see this guy's got pretty awful looking gear. Looks like maybe whites or blues, but definitely very low level armor for sure. Now, they said that the social space is going to evolve and change, and characters are going to come and go. We did see in the trailer in the very top, you can see Zavala and Akora kind of stood there at certain points. So it appears like in the story, they're going to be kind of like phasing in and out, and kind of as you rescue them or kind of like bring them back, they're going to be kind of phasing in and out of the space. Now, we also have the new postmaster, which is called Darby 5530. I'm wondering if the old one is dead or if this is just going to be the replacement. There's also going to be a number of events and activities with secret and hidden ways to unlock them. So that's always a good thing to hear. Now, also notice this weird Shank-like drone-looking thing, which you can see flying around in the social space. I can 1,000,000% guarantee there's a way to hop on this thing, kind of fly it around. It does look to have a set flight path, and it kind of sets down, but you could easily jump on top of it. So I'm calling it now. There's probably a way to jump on top of this thing, kind of go for a ride, and maybe use it to get on top of a jumping puzzle or on top of a roof. But this thing does look pretty cool and kind of interactable a little bit. Now, this farm is, of course, set in the European Dead Zone, so you can see the giant shard of the Traveler kind of being corrupted and smoking off in the background there. There's kind of a bit of scenery, and you can also see the ship flies over and transmats these NPC characters inside, which is quite a cool little effect. Not sure if the Guardians do the same thing, whether your ship can fly overhead and transmat you, but pretty cool little kind of aesthetic thing there. And also worth noting that 26 people can fit in the social space. Now, you got this hangar over here, which got some pretty strange looking vehicles that have never been seen before in Destiny. Kind of weird hybrids between like ships and also like ground tanks. I'm not sure what these things even are or what they do. Or the main question is if we can actually drive them ourselves and if they come into gameplay, which would be pretty cool. Now, over here, you can also see a bunch of robots being like assembled and built. And if you follow the lore, you'll know these guys are actually called the Red Jacks. They're basically Lord Shax's personal robots, his little personal army that go and clear crucible maps and clear out areas. So it's basically Lord Shax's personal army of robots, which apparently we are going to learn more about in the story and possibly see them in action. So that's pretty cool little detail as well. There's going to be new characters coming and going, so temporary vendors like Iron Banner, possibly some other ones as well, never heard of. You also, of course, got the football area with real goals that work. Like when the ball goes through them, the fireworks go off and like noises play. So you can really play a game of football here. And one of the most interesting things they tease is that there's going to be ways to draw attention to yourself. They specifically said run faster and also visual effects. When you first load in, there's going to be people doing things which you didn't think were possible. So a lot of really strange kind of secrets to this area, which sounds pretty cool. And finally, there are chickens in this area, so that's also a thing too. So it was a pretty brief look at the social space, basically vendors, kind of where things are generally. Obviously, there's a lot of things they didn't explore there, so it's kind of a good thing. Obviously, with all these reveals, it's kind of better to experience these things for ourselves. And I'm assuming the beta is the first time we'll get to go to the farm and actually start decrypting engrams and visiting Postmaster and seeing what these vendors are about. So it's definitely a good kind of brief overview look of what the farm is generally about, what you can do. I think definitely one of the main surprises and main takeaways is that Master Hall is no longer the main Cryptarch. We have a new Cryptarch in town, and that is Tarakan. Master Hall is either dead or MIA, but who knows? Hopefully we'll find out soon. I'm kind of hoping he isn't dead, because he would be kind of cool to see a return. That would be pretty epic. But there you go. That is a brief look at the social space. Of course, IGN, they're going to have a ton more coverage. They've got PvP reveals, so new modes and new maps. Also look at new Sentinel subclass. You're looking at sounds and more interviews and enemies, peripherals, localization. So a ton of stuff. Literally, it's going to be a packed couple of weeks with lots of information. And I finally want to mention GuardianCon, which is where I was for the past week. I still have some videos going up while I was gone, but I was in Tampa, Florida for most of the week with a bunch of YouTubers and streamers you probably watch. We ended up raising $1.2 million for St. Jude Children's Hospital, which is pretty mind-blowing for sure. And it's also the single biggest donation St. Jude has ever received. So that's definitely something the Destiny community can be proud of. I did a part of the charity stream block with Bai from Gathalian's house, and it was incredible to see so many of you guys in chat supporting and donating. And there was literally so many of you guys in chat trying to donate and supporting that we literally broke the website, used to donate for a couple of hours. So that was pretty crazy. And when it came back up, we eventually got the $1 million goal. That was hit. And then on the weekend, of course, was GuardianCon itself, which was also unbelievable. I didn't go the year before, so I didn't really know what to expect, but there was literally so many of you guys, and everyone was so polite and chilled. It was just really awesome. I think there was nearly 10,000 people in the venue itself, and I probably met nearly 1,000 of you guys between my 3-hour meetups and the 2 days of just me roaming around. If we got a picture or signed something, you're all awesome, and it was great to meet you guys. And yeah, it was a really good time hanging out with friends and raising $1 million for charity. So yeah, now I'm back home in London, and from here on out, of course, expect a bunch more Destiny 2 content through the beta in 2 weeks and the launch and the DLC. So yeah, it's going to be an awesome year, and Destiny 2 is going to be a lot of content for this channel. I know I say it all the time, but I do really appreciate all of you guys' support, and going to events like this is kind of like a realization of everything in real life, meeting people behind the videos and the viewers. It's just so cool to see everything kind of come to perspective, and all the other creators as well. So can't wait for next year, GuardianCon 2018, which should be really awesome. As always, if you enjoyed the video, a like rating would be much appreciated, and I'll see you guys in the next one.